we've made it to the final port of the banana cruise. It's day 11 of the cruise aboard P&O Iona. It's a rainy, windy morning, but we're sailing into Lisbon under the April 25th bridge. As the ship docks at the cruise terminal, although it's wet, there's a palpable sense of relief that we've made it into the port despite the wind. The cruise port in Lisbon is fantastically located. It's right in the centre of the city, giving these amazing views from the ship. So, having avoided yet another missed port, I'm heading down to the gangway to explore the city of Lisbon. The forecast for the day was heavy showers and strong winds, but I was holding on to the sunny spells in between. Just a few minutes walk from the ship, you'll find Praça do Comércio, or Commerce Square, for those not as talented in Portuguese as I am. This square forms a great starting point to explore the city. There's trams to different locations, but many streets also lead off from here. I'm taking advantage of a break in the rain and heading to one of the high observation points. The castle elevator is a free lift that gets you a good way up the hill. As the sun makes an appearance, it's a lovely day to walk through the cobbled streets. My first stop is the Santa Lucia viewpoint. It gives a fantastic view of the cruise port and the ship. A short walk along the road, there's another viewpoint to find, Portas do Sol. You could take the tram back down the hill from here, but I decided to walk back to the elevator to go down towards the main squares in the centre. Visiting in December, Lisbon had lots of Christmas markets. The main Christmas market is in this large central square, Dom Pedro IV Plaza. I didn't spend too long in the Christmas markets, as I wanted to come back later on when it was dark and all the lights were on. And it was time to track down one of my favourite Portuguese delicacies, Pastel de Nata. There are shops that make these fresh and sell them on every street. I found a lovely little cafe to sit down and have one, along with a hot chocolate. As the morning turned to afternoon, the weather notably improved. So I decided to head up to another viewpoint. I headed up these stairs. And these stairs. Then up these stairs. And up the stairs here. And the stairs here too. It was a lot of stairs. A small Christmas market was set up in this viewpoint, which was charming. But the real highlight was the view. São Pedro de Alcântara viewpoint gives an amazing view of the city of Lisbon. Instead of taking the stairs back down, I decided to walk through the charming sloped streets. Even if there was a passing shower. The funicular wasn't running on my trip, as there'd been an accident a few weeks before. The irony of the rain cloud Christmas decorations wasn't lost on me either. After my first day exploring the city, it was time to head back towards Iona. I popped into a couple of shops to avoid the worst of the showers. The area around the ship had lots of places to eat and drink too. Lisbon has a large cruise terminal, and it has an extensive duty-free shop inside. Whilst the prices didn't seem that competitive, it certainly had convenience to offer. And more importantly, more Pastel de Natas. Iona was beautifully calm as we were staying in port overnight, so I was able to get a great view of the sunset. Then I headed to the main dining room for dinner, where I had the steak and fries, followed by a tasty trifle. With night falling, it was time to venture back out into Lisbon to see the spectacular Christmas lights. The scale of their festive displays was awe-inspiring. The rain clouds looked so much better with sparkly lights. Whilst it was clearly popular, it wasn't too busy, so felt perfectly safe walking around the Christmas market. I found a side street where they had another light display set to music. After walking around for an hour or so, it was time to head back to Iona, where I put on my own Christmas light display in my cabin. Day 12 was our second day in the city of Lisbon, and more importantly, the weather forecast was significantly more favourable. After taking the opportunity to get a now very rare photograph of Iona with the sunshine, I'm heading further afield today, taking the tram. I bought a day ticket for about €10, although you can just pay with a contactless payment card. You scan your ticket when you get on board the tram. The first journey I took was on one of the more modern trams. I was impressed by the regularity and the smoothness of the journey. I took the tram for a few stops, then popped over this footbridge to visit the Belém Tower. The coastal tower is surrounded by a beautifully landscaped park. I knew in advance the tower was closed for renovation, but the outside looked fantastic. The details in the architecture were particularly distinct. Then I continued to walk along the river, past these statues and a beautiful marina. I passed the Belém lighthouse, then saw the monument to the discoveries. Then I headed inland to the Empire Square Gardens. These were beautifully landscaped. Overlooking the gardens is the Geronimo's Monastery. You can book a paid ticket to visit the monastery, or, as I did, join a queue to visit the small church for free. I only queued for around 5 minutes to get access to the church, and inside it was very beautiful. The church was undergoing an extensive renovation at the time, so there was a lot of scaffolding to see, but some nice architecture too. Then I headed across the street in search of a snack. I stopped at Pastel de Nata, a popular bakery. And with the goods secured, I headed back across the street to the park to enjoy. These are so much better than the ones they serve in Tesco's. Then I hopped back on the tram to head back to the city centre. Having tried the more modern trams, I thought it was time to try one of the more traditional trams with a bit more character. These worked in exactly the same way, with a reader to scan your ticket as you boarded. I rode the tram a few stops towards Lisbon Cathedral. Like most of the churches I've seen on this trip, you can go inside for a few euros, but I was happy looking around the outside and admiring the architecture. You'll find a plethora of tuk-tuks around Lisbon, and they are pretty insistent on taking you somewhere. I'm always happy to walk though. My walking was taking me back towards the ship to board Iona for the final time. Compared to the rainy day yesterday, the cafes and restaurants around the ship were very busy. And back on board Iona, I headed up to the Horizon buffet on the top deck to enjoy some food with a spectacular view of Lisbon in the background. Then, just as the sun was starting to set, it was time to let go our lines for the final time and sail away. Or so we thought. There turned out to be a significant delay with several passengers falling ill, so we tied the ship back up and watched the sunset from the port. Heading into the Sky Dome, the sail away party was in full swing, with the YMCA and Sweet Caroline being enthusiastically embraced. And following the sail away party, there was a musical tribute to Annie Lennox. Then finally it was time to let go the lines once more and sail away from Lisbon. there was only a few metres clearance under the April 25th bridge. But as we sailed away into the night, there was a sense of relief that we'd made it to our final port, and despite a rocky cruise, were on the way home. Although the Bay of Biscay would have one more storm to throw at us before we were safely back in Southampton.